Now this video is a bit of a surprise. I wasn't actually planning this to go out today. This wasn't on the agenda, but plans change and here we are. So in many ways a surprise episode of Career Mode on this Saturday evening, hence why it's gone out quite late. It's a bit of a change. So this weekend we're here at Japan and this is round 12 of 16, so not long left. The last race, honestly guys, if you haven't seen it, watch it. The moment of the season, link in the top right. It basically changes the course of action for this one. So this weekend we get the final aerodynamic upgrade available on our car, thus maxing out this section of car production. We've done the chassis in the last episode, and we're going to also add to that by completing the power unit with the fuel efficiency upgrade in this one. So officially, performance-wise, we have now maxed out the McLaren. We're going to add to that by doing some more durability upgrades also, which we haven't quite finalized, but that isn't ultimately performance, it's the other stuff. So the car is as quick as can be almost, barring that engine upgrade, which isn't really a big performance update, it's more for fuel management, but still. Confirmation of the control electronics arriving as well, so that's a nice bonus. But first off...
Okay, I need your attention. The tech regulations are changing. There's a risk some of our hard work will be undone, so we need to mitigate it. As soon as you can, I want you to look at the developments we have and tell us what areas you want to invest in protecting.
We have a bombshell. Regulation change. We saw in the last episode, it was announced, now it's confirmed, and it's a big one affecting aero, chassis, and durability. Now, will this be seen? Who knows? If I win the Constructors this season, there may not be another season, so we may not live to see the day. But if this series were to continue, that's what is on the cards for Season 4. The forecast this weekend is dry. As for upgrades, you can see Red Bull match us, bringing upgrades of their own, but also Mercedes and Aston Martin bring big upgrades. Ferrari don't bring anything, but that kind of top pack is starting to merge back up again as the others catch up, as we've pretty much maxed out along with Red Bull. So things are happening. Either way, the last race, guys, blew the championship wide open in the drivers and the constructors. Max Verstappen on cue, as I asked for it, in the moment, 2 laps later, DNF'd, and Perez finished P5. We got a 2-3 finish, which gave us a right boost in both championships. It wasn't a 1-2, which is what I was really trying to get, but Charles Leclerc was way too quick. It was like prime start of the season Leclerc, who won the first 2 races, who turned up for that last one in Monza, and he was on a mission. So yeah, we get through practice. Tyre wear very low, fuel consumption actually a little bit higher than Monza, quite a bit higher, which is surprising in a way because Monza's mostly flat out, but it is what it is. Anyway, we are going to also bag a few development points which aren't really super crucial at this stage, besides protecting upgrades if we choose to go down that route, which we'll take care of at the end of the season. For now though, our focus is entirely on the championships. So qualifying time. Now things are getting serious. This is Q1. We're going to get into it and see what the pace is looking like. In practice, Lando was stupidly quick. I think this track really suits our car and also really suits his style. And I think the upgrade for the aero which we received in this one, which is an ultimate one for the front downforce, has really helped us. So we're going to see and put it to the test if it's true, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that will give us a big boost. So first time lap in qualifying at 24.2, giving us P5. That should do the job, but like always I'll go for a second attempt. I improved a little bit in the first sector, about half a tenth, lost some time in the middle, and then in the final trying to push here really hard, but we don't quite get the exit, so I'm going to pull into the pit lane and abandon that lap. So we're going to rely on that first attempt, and that will get us through comfortably. You can see 1.1 seconds off. Don't read into the laps too much. They're a bit bugged out because I simmed time in the session. So usually Dragovic and Gasly aren't that high up, and that kind of tells you what I mean by this time simulation glitch, which is in the game. If you retire or return to garage or skip time, you're going to get some funny lap times. So Q2 then, fresh set of tyres, and my intention is going for a single run here. So we're kind of shaving off a bit of time, letting go of some of the sandbags and seeing what sort of pace we have. And we go into a 23.8, which is 4 tenths quicker than Q1. Verstappen setting the tone, 23.5 right now. and then eventually Lando set a 23.2, quickest of everyone in the session. So yeah, Lando laying down the gauntlet in Q2. Eventually others improved, we retired. Dragovic in the top 5. Sainz also found a bit of lap time, but Lando was untouchable. So yeah, there's your lot. Both Red Bulls into Q3, both Mercedes, both Ferraris, both McLarens, and both Aston Martins as always. So Q3 time with your 5 usual suspect teams, and we're going to see what we can do. So 23.8 was our Q2 lap. Lando did a 23.2, so that gives us an idea as to what we need to aim for in this one. We currently offer a personal best into the Casio Triangle Chicane. We just take a bit too much inside curb and get a double invalidation, which is a real shame because the lap was going to be a 23.4.
Less than 1 lap of fuel left now, the tank's pretty much empty.
Which, you know, is really, really good. I actually didn't think I had that sort of pace. And you can see a 23.4 would have actually only given us P8. So the AI have actually leveled up a bit, and Leclerc has set a 22.8. So the Charles Leclerc that turned up in Monza has turned up at Suzuka and looks strong. I mean, I don't mind if Mercedes get back in the fight. It might help disrupt Red Bull a bit and Verstappen's rhythm. Anyway, final runs in Q3, and one thing to note, the Red Bulls have not gone out, so Verstappen will not be on pole in this one. So it's up for grabs. Leclerc currently P1. Can we do anything in this session? Making our way through turns 1, 2, 3, now into the S section here, trying to push and find a lap time. We know if we just match up until sector 2 and just clean up that final sector, will hopefully improve as we get a bit of a drift just on the exit of the right-hander there, which cost us a little bit through the left of Dunlop up the hill. Sector 1 though, it's going to unfortunately not really matter as we run wide, and an invalidation at Degner means as Lando sets a 22.7, qualifying's over, and it's contrasting emotions. Lando Norris sticks it on pole. He's been rapid all weekend. Leclerc continues the good form in P2, Sainz with a surprise P3, and Verstappen only P4. The issue, we only get P10. So yeah, it would have been tough. Even with a clean lap, I don't know if I would have done a lot better, realistically. I could have got P8, but that would have been it. I think a 23.33 is a bit of a push. P6 maybe, but top 5 was impossible. So yeah, either way, in the race, hopefully a good start. We can send it. Hopefully Lando gets a good start and holds on to the lead, and we can work together as a team and stop Red Bull. So guys, let's get into the race.
Welcome along to the legendary Suzuka. This classic racetrack boasts a long history dating right back to 1962 when it was first opened. Will more history be written here today at the Japanese Grand Prix? 18 corners make up a lap of the incredible figure-of-8 Suzuka circuit, with 10 to the right and 8 to the left, for a distance of 3.6 miles. Average lap speeds around here are fairly quick. If it stays dry, then expect somewhere in the region of 136 miles per hour. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Verstappen, Russell, Oscar Piastri, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Martinez, Gasly, Tsunoda, Albon, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Ricciardo, Mick Schumacher, Sargent, Magnussen, Dragovic, and Zhou Guanyu. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. And alongside me once again for coverage of today's race is none other than the great Anthony Davidson. They've been involved in a number of costly incidents lately. That's got to affect their mindset going into this race.
Certainly confidence is an important factor. And every time you're involved in an incident, it's not just the car you damage, but that confidence as well. But all the top racing drivers are able to tune that out when the race gets underway and focus on the job at hand.
Now, every race at this stage is key, but this one is the latest one, so this one is so far the most important. So, Lando's on pole, which is awesome. Verstappen P4. Checo just in front of us. So We'll see what happens. We're starting P9. We've gained a place, courtesy of Drogovic picking up a grid drop. Now, for this one, the strategy is going to be a medium to hard tyre strategy. I feel like softs could be possible. Depending on how the medium goes, again, we'll leave that option open. So basically, if I feel like I'm struggling, I'll put the hards on earlier. If I'm okay, I'll hold it out to the softs. Pretty simple. So yeah, fuel-wise, I'm going to go for exactly what we had in practice in terms of, approximation, because I reckon we're going to be pushing quite hard this race, in terms of overall pace. Yeah, either way, we're going to have to work. It's not going to be easy. I'm, again, reliant on a good start, a good first lap, and hopefully a decent lunge into the hairpin would be nice, get into the top 5, and then we can cook. But let's see. I'm hopeful as well. My straight line speed's good. So, yeah, guys, let's get to work. Leave a like on the video, subscribe, and let's get into it. Let's do this. Japanese Grand Prix. Everyone gets a good start, except for Lando, who gets jumped by Leclerc. We're going to try and squeeze on the outside. Side by side with Perez. Contact behind. Perez loses his front wing. We just avoided that. That was key. Verstappen up to P3, so he gets a good start, but one of the Red Bulls out of the picture for now, which is very encouraging. Let's see if we can maybe bag another place or two this lap. No idea what tyres others ahead on as we lock the fronts. Brake bias is fine, just have to be careful that I put a bit too much brake on into the hairpin. And again, I'm going to try and get the cut back here. Oh, look at the exit. Oh, yes. Straight through. Incredible traction. Sainz now is going to try and fight this one back, I reckon, but doesn't quite get close enough. He may get the exit. They are very good on their exit out of spoon. Nope. Good exit from us, actually. Sainz will get some rolling momentum, but will it be enough into 130R? No, he backs out. I have to avoid the apex. I thought he was going to go for that, so I was going to leave some space, but he didn't commit, so good first lap. Not ideal, but could have been a lot worse, and one of the Red Bulls is out of play. But Leclerc picking up where he left off at Monza. I don't mind this, for the championship. This could be interesting. Either way, let's see if we can keep up here and see if we've got some decent race pace. Okay, so Verstappen setting the pace now.
Okay, DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Front six still seems to be just about in a train. Not a lot of pace so far from me. I'm a little bit off, although they were running usually their full power mode, so now they should just drop off the pace slightly on this lap, so we'll see if we now come into the race a bit. We're keeping the Ferraris at bay, which is good. Right, Piastri does not have DRS on Russell. Dropping back a little bit now. Not quite close enough to challenge him on this lap. Maybe on the next one we can close in a bit. Piastri a little bit sideways, so this is going to help us stay close. Just got to keep the chicane nice and tidy. Verstappen's right on the back of Lando. Leclerc's about to break away here, so there is a battle up the top, which is important while we have to try and clear Piastri and get onto Russell. Good chicane, good second half as well with a short shift to fourth gear. Got to try and clear Piastri entirely here and drive onto Russell. You can see we're not super fast in the straight, but we're fast enough to get the moves done. So I've sacrificed a lot of straight line speed for cornering performance just to keep up with these guys, which I would say on the balance of play it has worked. Lando, Verstappen side by side into turn 1, and Norris does hold on for now. Verstappen's on hards though, which is very impressive. Also a little bit scary. I'm out of battery now, so I'm struggling to catch up to this front 4. Leclerc's breaking away again, so that's not the worst thing. It stops Verstappen from getting maximum points, but it also stops us from getting maximum points. First warning. Yeah, we don't quite have the pace here, I don't have an answer. Piastri's actually going to go through. I'm not going to fight. We're going to try and repass him on the straight with DRS. This will be the more efficient way of doing things. I may even sit behind for a lap or so to get some battery charged up. I mean, I don't have a lot left. I've used quite a fair bit and I'm not actually recharging that much, so I may actually See if I can save a little bit. We've got the pace to battle Piastri. Russell's not that quick, but he's got DRS, which is helping him. But Lando and Verstappen are quick, and so is Leclerc. So that top 3 is fast. Verstappen has passed Norris, as he has. So now Verstappen up to P2 with no idea what tyre Norris is on. Also no idea what tyre Leclerc's on. I am struggling for pace. I'm not that quick. I'm still burning battery to keep up with Piastri. I think the lack of straight line speed has hurt me a little bit. I may go down on the wing by 1 in the stop because I have actually left my Q3 wing on, which wasn't my original setup, so I may shave off a touch of wing, I'll see. Oh, bit of movement there. Tyre wear is very low. I'm really tempted to go softs and give it a go. Temp's also pretty healthy. I think it might be worth a gamble. Have I got a fresh set? No, I don't. Might be an issue. I think I'm going to wait and see what others do. I might wait to react. This is going to possibly hurt Lando because he'll have to extend his stint, but he's dropping back anyway. I could pass Piastri here, but
Lando's in the pits. Lando in the pits.
I'm going to assume he's going to go full power.
Okay, the pit window's open, so let's box this lap. Box this lap.
So I'm not going to pass, I'm going to follow instead and see if he turns the engine up, so that would up his pace. I'm glad Lando pit, got that out of the way. So Leclerc also pit, so now Verstappen's going to have the tyre advantage on mediums. But maybe the hard tyre could be a decent compound, we'll see. We're already over half race distance. I feel like I've got to try and go for a soft, even though it's a used one. If I can just do 1 or 2 more laps, maybe lap 17. So Russell and Piastri should pit now. I've just realised Verstappen's actually jumped Leclerc in the pit phase, which is really bad news. That puts Verstappen actual P1, net P1. Let's try and push then, let's see what we can do with these tyres. We'll go for 1 more lap. I've got enough battery for 1 more. I'm deep down hoping that we get a VSC or a safety car in the next lap and I can pit and get lucky. Bit of movement there. First Sainz tyres wearing. Right, let's do it. Let's go for the soft and let's hope it's not super worn. And we'll try something different on strategy because we just have to gamble at this stage. I'm going a bit less on the front wing as well, so it'll give us a bit more battery recharge and a bit more straight line speed. Let's see if it all pays off. But yeah, we need a bit of a miracle here. Missed my pull away. That's not going to help. We're going to be quite a way behind Piastri here. We could be close to Sainz, so we'll have to be ready to race on pit exit.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
Okay, 3% tyre wear, so a lap's worth. Let's try and get the extra point away from Verstappen. That's one of the objectives of this soft tyre run, is to try and, limit the damage. I'm going to battle Piastri regardless, but can I get an extra point? Maybe catch Russell, who knows. Russell right now is in no man's land. He's not in Lando's DRS anymore, so he might not be as fast. Piastri's really quick, or at least maybe the front cars are really quick. I'm cooking on this lap. I'm on for a fast lap of the race, but I'm not really making up much ground. Kind of hoping I can still get within Piastri's DRS at least and fight him for P5, which I kind of want those points. It's the fastest lap though, we get it by 4/10, nearly half a second. That hard tyre seems to be the race tyre. Everyone seems very quick on that one. Lando's actually pretty quick as well. He's catching back up to Leclerc in P2, which would be massive for us. If he could pull that off, I should hopefully get Piastri's DRS in the next lap or so. I can't get close. I haven't gained anything in the last lap. Piastri's right there, but I can't get in his DRS. I'm a little bit frustrated. I don't think we're going to get there now because the tyres are only going to keep going to his favour. I need a mistake or something from him to get me in DRS. Yep, that's it. Tyres are done. So, the ideal strat this race would have been starting on hards probably and going for mediums. What has Verstappen done? The only person to do that strategy. Oh man, this is a blow for the championship now. A big blow. Yellow flag though, in the Degner. I think it's Perez actually. Is it Perez? No, it isn't. But there is a yellow there. Could we get a late safety car? I to make things very spicy. No, I think it's a spin or something. It's not a DNF. Yep, green flag. Now we've got a proper yellow. Pretty sure. Exit of sector 2, or turn 2, sorry. Alfa Romeo. I think it's too late now. Yeah, too late. Magnussen out with no safety car, so this is it for this race, I think. I just hope we keep the fastest lap. Our only hope right now is that Lando Norris can get P2 back away from Leclerc. He has responded in the second stint, has been a lot stronger. Russell has not caught up to Norris, unlike in the first stint, so it's just down to him now, and if he can get that move done. That Merc is very quick on the straight. This is it then. Lando has to get him, and I think Leclerc's actually got a bit of a gap on this last lap of the race, so if he doesn't get him now, he's not going to get him at all. There's no more DRS zones. No, Leclerc holds on, so I think it's going to be P3 for Lando today. So Verstappen is going to win here today and pick up 25 points. Lando's going to get P3, which is 15 points, and if I'd got P5, that would have been 10, which means we equal Verstappen's points tally. And with my fastest lap, I could have got an extra one, so it would have still actually worked out. But because we've got P6, we're going to actually lose out a point to Red Bull, which is really not great with Perez, you know, not being in the top 10. We had to take advantage, but I just lost pace over the weekend, man. I didn't get quicker.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Another action-packed Japanese Grand Prix comes to an end, and a magnificent drive to take the win today. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
So race done then in Suzuka. Verstappen, as you can see, picking up the victory. It was actually quite close. He wasn't as dominant as he has been, but yeah, annoyingly close. And it's just annoying because he's my rival, and when a driver is your rival, they get like a slight pace increase, and that is what's making the difference right now. You know, otherwise he'd be in that battle for P2 right there. So I need that rivalry to end. I need it to finish, which isn't far away. Either way, there is your final running order. We're going to look at the standings. Checo actually got a point, to be fair, so that's an extra point for Red Bull. So Checo recovering into the top 10. So, whoops, that's the race director. Let's go for the standings. That's what I'm looking for. So Verstappen, championship in the drivers anyway. He has 11 points over Leclerc, 54 over me, so 2 race wins worth. Lando getting closer to George in P5 and only 13 off Perez in P4, so he cuts the gap quite a bit. Constructors, 67 points, so the gap has grown by 2 points in this episode. 4 races remain, I think, so Qatar next. Sprint. Yeah, we're going to have to be on it around there. We have to make sure everything's perfect, so yeah, there's your lot, guys. A bit of a shame. They're not all going to be classics. They're not all going to be insane races. They're going to be some, you know, doldrums along the way. But make no mistake, Qatar, any sprint round left has to be like Spa. You know, really maximising their points. So, yeah, guys, like the video, subscribe for more. We're back again very soon for some more career mode, and yeah, we'll try and fight back. As always, a big shout out to the members for supporting the channel and the content. Check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them already. And yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and that's goodbye from me.